And now we move into the second series of seated postures, Asana. We draw up the right knee, heel comes in front of the sit bone, and we hang on to the front of the ankle and shimmy the left hand. The right hand lifts up to the sky. So we gain the length in the chest, which we take forwards, the arm onto the inside edge of the knee, and then we turn the right arm around the top of the knee into the back ribs. The other arm goes around to meet it, and we're either clasping the hands together or taking the left wrist over the right hand. If neither of those are an option, you can use a tie or a belt and hold between the hands, keeping a tension between the tie and maybe inching the hands towards each other. With an inhale we lift out the head and chest, with an exhale we move the head and chest forward over the leg. And breathe. Keep the shoulders rolled back, the neck long, and the sit bones grounded. With an inhale we lift up the head and chest, release the tie or the bind behind you and bring out the right foot. The left heel draws up, we hang on with the right hand, and the left hand lifts to the sky, taking the chest up and then forwards on the inside edge of the leg. We turn the left hand around, take the right hand to meet it, either gripping here with the fingers, right hand around the left wrist, or taking a tie or a belt and gripping. The shoulders stay rolled back, the chest and heart lift out and then lengthen forwards over the straight leg. And then as we prepare to come up, we lift, breathe, releasing the bind or tie behind you and straightening the legs to the floor in front. So now we're going to move into the third Asana, the C, not the third one we're doing, the third of the series, which is a twist. We pull up the right heel, again in front of the sit bone, and turn the body around on the inside edge of that leg. The left arm raises, bends at the elbow and drops onto the outside of the right leg. We have the right hand behind, as near into the tailbone as we can, and as we extend down into that arm, we lift up through the top of the head, keeping the spine drawn upwards. The head can turn over the back shoulder, and then it moves back to the front. The hands move aside and we extend the right foot. The left knee lifts, the heel coming in, and we hug around with the right arm, turning the chest through. The left arm as near into the small of the back. We can stay with that hug if the other option feels too much, or we can raise that arm, bending at the elbow, drop it down, and so we work the knee and the elbow together to create a purchase that we can twist against. Head turning over the back shoulder and then lift to the top of the head. And then we bring the head back, the hands move down beside the hips, we extend the legs straight, lift the arms, moving back into Paschimottanasana, giving the spine a nice extending stretch as we take a hold of the toes, extend forwards, dropping the shoulders and lengthening the top of the head towards the feet. With an inhale we look and lift up and return the hands down beside. So now we're going to take the legs wide. Spread out the fingers behind you. I'm only turning around here to demonstrate. Spread out the fingers, lift the bottom and extend the heels forwards so the legs feel grounded. The heels and feet in line. We can take the hands either around the legs to the big toes or simply to the floor in front of you. Upavishta Konasana. With an inhale we lift the chest out from the waist, with the exhale we move it forwards. And again, we're not trying to bring the head down to the floor here, we're trying to extend the chest, and you'll see here as I move, each inhale is a gentle lift forwards and the exhale is a move forwards. So we use each breath to deepen the posture, just allowing the body to go as far as it wants to go. Find the tensions and breathe them out and let yourself relax into the pose. drawing the chest long parallel to the floor. And with that length, if we can then bring the chin or the head down to the floor, so be it. Otherwise we're still working on drawing out the spine. Push down to the legs, breathe, lifting up through the head and heart. And then bending the knees, we draw the soles of the feet together and wrap the hands around them. And then pushing the soles of the feet forwards until the arms are long. The knees are bent and we're rolling them down. We lift out through the head and heart and lengthen the chest forwards. So we're taking the forehead either down to the heels to sit on there or towards the heels. The bowing pose, and we just sit here and relax. Buddhamanasana. With an inhale then we lift ourselves back up. Releasing the feet, we take the hands under the knees and draw them carefully together, and then lift the knees up into the chest, clasping around the fronts of the shins there. Give a lift up to the top of the head, the spine is long and lifted, and then we cross the feet, taking them slightly out, the hands move to the front and we step the legs back, moving into vinyasa. We look forwards as we lower towards the floor but not to the floor, lifting from the chest up through to the head, upward facing dog, and just let the hips relax here as we keep breathing. And then with an exhale, roll or tuck over the toes, push to the palms, lift the hips into downward facing dog, the feet settle into a comfortable distance. Okay, so now we're going to move into something a little bit more demanding for the upper body, the duck pose. The feet are wide of the hands, and as the bottom lifts up, we move the knees either into the armpits or onto the outside edges of the upper arms. Take this 1 foot at a time if you're new to it, and try to find a balance as we lift the feet off the floor and connect the big toes. It can be quite tricky, this pose, so take your time, take practice. And then we extend the legs back to the floor, lift upward facing dog, roll back over, downward facing dog, stepping in the feet. Nice full breaths into the ribs, and then we cross, jump or step the feet through and return into Dandasana with seated staff. The arms lift and raise and extend forwards to give the spine another stretch in Paschimottanasana. Again, you can take the hands down here beside the legs, relax down, so there's no tension to be encouraging the pose, just let yourself sit quietly, breathe and soften. And then we lift and bring the hands back.